My guess is that not a lot of people out here are using a software system to do their estimates. In my mind, giving a customer an estimate that's on a spreadsheet it's just not justice. You know, it's kind of like buying a house without seeing a picture. I mean, how do you do marketing if you don't have something like this to show your customers? So I would go out to architects, owners, general contractors, and sell masonry work. Show them their building. If they don't like that stone, let's choose a different one. If you're a mason contractor and you're bidding that new school, okay? I'm the general contractor and I'm getting all these faxes in on bid day, and then all of a sudden, you know, your company comes through as an email, and holy smokes, there's a picture of the building and everything they have. It's like, wow, who are these people?
And it struck me when Jane asked me about this presentation, how to get architects to use more stone. One of the things that really came out of that was this thought that people put their names on things that will last. First of all, show them, this is architects, what can still be done. Help them understand the sweet spot. Your name goes here. Prove to them stone is sustainable. And then finally help us. You know, architects think they're pretty smart, but we need a lot of help. Stone on the left is what I get if I ask for a sample. Stone on the right is what I get when I talk to a stone company and say, this is what I want to do with the stuff. Which samples do you think will sell better with my clients? I'm not decorating 95% of my buildings with the stuff on the right. Probably 80%, 90% of my buildings is the stuff on the left. But it's the stuff on the right that makes the building sing. And that's really where architects are needing a lot of help. They see the manuals, they think they can do anything or they can't do anything, or it's going to be very expensive no matter what they do. And as my predecessor up here at this podium said, stone doesn't have to cost $100 a square foot.
Here's the forecast, the 2011 forecast. The AIA Architectural Billing Index picked up in the fourth quarter of 2010 and continues into 2011, showing cautious optimism. If there are roughly 110,000 licensed architects, about 15,000 of those architects play in this space. What do these customers want from you? We conducted a survey recently to 1,500 facility managers and staff architects and building owners in the school, university, and government building space. And when we asked them the question, what do you view as the primary role of your building material supplier? 73% of the responders said that your role, the supplier's role, is to be the technical expert. Sustainability in the traditional building market is defined by durability and long life. And I can't think of any other building material which delivers these attributes better than stone. 3 years ago, there were 3 contractors bidding on $1. Today, there are 6 contractors bidding on 50 cents. And everyone is diversifying their business to sell into new markets, your market. So you have new competitors. And even though these competitors might be posers, your customer doesn't know that. So remind your past, your present, and your future customers what you do for them. People want the strength, beauty, durability, and permanence that stone conveys, and you can sell it to them.
So, and there's plenty of the specific provisions which I'll kind of hit on, but I'll talk more in broad stroke and more specifically what, as employers, I think that you can do now based upon what we do know. And we'll also talk about some of the trends that I think are coming down the road. 6 things you can do. These are the areas that you focus on. This is where I always drive my clients back to. When we talk about theoretical, this is what's going on, this is what might happen. This is what we do today. This is what we do today. Number 1, we evaluate plan design. You look at the way you pay for it, the way you fund it. You change vendors. You can you can increase and enhance the health of your group, which is a long-term strategy. One last thing that employers are doing is auditing their workforce, the people on their medical plan, to make sure that the people there are actually eligible. And what a dependent audit does is basically requires them to say, to present a document, whether it's tax returns or what have you, that shows that they're actually eligible.
One thing I noticed when I joined the BSI is I came here and people talked of their brand names, and from a scientific point of view, I didn't know what people were talking about. People said, I sell Rundle Rock, and so I came down here and told everyone I sell Rundle Rock, and it was like, what is that? And also what I'm noticing with North America and Europe and Asia, there's a great demand for people to try to standardize the nomenclature when they're describing rocks. So how difficult can it be in naming a rock? Well, with approximately 4,000 known minerals on the Earth's surface, it could be quite difficult with all the permutations and combinations. But we can simplify this quite a bit, because usually rocks, and especially the ones that we use in the building stone industry, are made up of one mineral or perhaps a combination of minerals, maybe 4 minerals. And I encourage everyone to use their brand names, because that's great. That's what gives you your own personality. That's what gives you your flavor. That's what makes everyone you. But when we're talking to people that need specific characteristics of rocks, I think we have to really know what it is that we're selling.
If you don't know what surface is going to be seen when the stone is installed, it's really hard to go anywhere. A stone that has been cut with a guillotine cutter has a snap-cut face. It's perpendicular to the natural bedding plane of the stone. This is critical for architects to understand. You put a rock in a snap cutter, it squeezes that rock from the top and the bottom until that rock breaks. That break is going to follow the path of least resistance from one bedding plane to the other. That path is not usually straight. The more we can tell architects to talk to the quarries, talk to the fabricators, talk to the masons, the better the designs will be. I'm sure everybody in this room has seen plans come across their table where clearly there was no consultation of the fabricator or quarry, and as a result, unreasonable expectations were drawn on the paper. And always consult your quarry fabricator to find out what is reasonable and how you want and how what you want will affect cost and production time.
Clearly, enforcement by MSHA is on the rise. It's getting more aggressive. There's a lot more serious paper, as I like to call it, the unwarrantable failure citations and orders being issued, more imminent danger orders, and a lot more citations that are being issued as high negligence and even reckless disregard. I wanted to start off by talking about the pre-penalty conferences, because this is one of their policy developments that came back in response to some criticism about the backlog of cases. Okay, moving on to some of the other enforcement initiatives. Truck scales are a big one. And what MSHA's done is arbitrarily decided that truck scales are roadways and that they're subject to the berm standard. Another big thing with MSHA right now is advance notice of inspections. They've also put out a bulletin on safety precautions for excavators. This came out back in July, and they're talking about the hazards related to rubber-tired and track-mounted excavators at surface mines.
My goal is for you to walk away today knowing about social media and knowing if it's right for your business and kind of how to take the first steps into the social media world. So social media really is a different way of communicating, and the main reason is because it's two-way communication. If you know what people are saying, you can actually respond as the business directly to the consumer. Again, when you're looking at, does your business belong on these networks? The answer would be, if your customers are on these networks, then yes. So the idea is really to kind of initiate conversation, put yourself out there, tell people where you are, and be present every day. The biggest question is, what's the ROI of social media? is all of this time and all of this energy that I'm putting into updating all of these sites, is it going to come back to me? The most important thing about social media is to have fun with it. That's what it's about. It's social, it's fun, it's interactive, it's about connecting people in new ways that we haven't seen before.
You know, the thing about labels is, you know, they're really becoming the norm in green building. If you walk Greenbuild, for example, you will see hundreds of labels like this on almost every product. So while these labels have been incredibly successful in the green building market in terms of raising the standards for green products, when we're done, we want to have a label associated with stone products that can result in LEED credit. You walk around Greenbuild, you're just inundated with all this environmental messaging. But you know what's missing from here? There's no stone presence. Even this year, after I said that last year where there was 0, this year there were 3. So what must the stone industry do? You know, I think the first and foremost thing is we need to get everyone in the game, and we need to compete. And really the most important thing is we need to speak with one voice. You know, if you want to get involved, and I really would encourage you to do that, because like I said, you know, your competitors are doing it in a mass way.